Good morning, all of you students, all listeners, viewers. I myself, Dilip Dakne sir, from Lok Shikshan Mandal Sindars, Vipinayak High School and Junior College, Nandur Shingote, Tehsil Sinnar, District Nasik. Students, since June, we have begun with these live sessions for 9th and 10th standard. Today, we are on the verge of ending to the text of 9th standard, and we are too much enjoy each and every day. So many new teachers, their experience, we have learned lot of more. So here we are very happy and joyful to listen, to understand, to comprehend all the linguistic skill, listening, speaking, reading and writing. So many experienced teacher, we have learned from them. 9th and 10th standard are similar or graded syllabus. So for this, I am here introducing to you the last lesson, and the title of that lesson is also the last lesson. So many experience we have learned from 1st standard to 8th standard, but from 9th standard we have changed our evaluation pattern, and for 10th standard also we have a evaluation pattern based on this textbook of 9th standard. So in this syllabus we have learned too many things, too many linguistic approach, too many language skills, linguistic skills, and as a part of English as an international language, we have learned too much. So today my point is, or my lecture is on the textbook's last text, that is the last lesson. Now we'll go through the PPTs. Please listen very carefully, try to understand and to comprehend the lesson and fulfill all the knowledge, all the skills with me. Let us see with me on the PPT. Here is standard 9th subject English, and we are going to learn. There are 4 units in our textbook of 9th standard, and the last units, last point, that is 4.5. The title of the text is, or the lesson is, the last lesson. Unit number 4. In this text or in this lesson, what are the learning outcomes? We are going to introduce. The first is to understand the theme of the text. Means we have to understand the theme of this lesson or the text. Then we have to practice. Another outcome is there to read the text aloud to understand the comprehension. Means this is very important skill to reading English with our fluency by our own sounds. Then third one is try to understand new words and their meanings. Students, we know in the 9th standard we have friendly comes too much closer. So many words, so many phrases we have, their meanings, they are also useful in our routine life or routine using of English language. Then another outcome is to comprehend. To comprehend means to understand the overall meaning of the lesson, means that is comprehension. And the last one is try to write a summary of the text. Means in the activity sheet we have 4th question. The 4th question's B part is summary writing. Means we have non-textual passage, and by reading that non-textual passage we have to write the summary with the title and the moral of that story. Then now each and every text or lesson begin with this chit chat activity. Means there is warm up activity. In this activity we have so many tasks. Like first is how was this year? Very important. Already I have explained that this is the last lesson of our textbook and we have learned so many things, learned so many new ideas, innovative things by framing this course book. Then how was your experience by go through this textbook? Means we have learned too many things in this year of 9th standard. Then second one is, are you happy with what could you study? Means we have studied too many lessons, text, poems, then scientific fictions, then moral stories. So you must happy. I have fulfilled that. You must happy with this textbook of 9th standard. And I also urge you to happy with next year's. I also congratulate all of you to be with us for next year 10th standard course book. That is also related or based on this 9th standard course book. Then third one is what you miss or what could not do in this year. Means we have too many linguistic tasks, learn, listen, speak, but what you miss mostly, either any activity, either any chit chat activity, margin space, grammatical structures, grammatical items, phrase, words, moral stories, poems, then poems comprehension, then poems fictions. So many ideas you have learned in this year. Then you have learned the comprehension of the poems and another linguistic approach. Then what you plan to do about it or about the things you could not do or study well. Means you have missed so many things this year, but you have to plan for the next year. I will do too much things for next years. Then another, what was the best moment for you this year? We have go through all the 4 texts and framing up all that 4 texts are beginning with every unit beginning with poem. Then you have enjoyed too much things in this 9th standard. But what is the best moment for you that you have learned in this year? Now growing sentences. This is one very interesting activity for you for the last activity I think in this textbook. Now form a pair. In this 9th standard you have do too much activity by framing groups and we have enjoyed too much ideas, innovations with our friends, with our guidance of our teacher, and you have do too much these activities related to our syllabus or curriculum. Then write 2 sentences of 2 words each. This activity is very interesting. Means you have to do 2 sentences only using by 2 words. Then how do you go through this activity? Form group of 3 means you have to use 3 students or 3 friends and write sentences by using 3 words and 3 sentences. First of all 2 sentences, 2 words, and now 3 means with 3 sentences with 3 words each. Means if you choose your 2 friends and along with you, you become 3 and you must use by 3 words and make a meaningful sentences by these 3 words. Use and make a meaningful sentences of 3 words. Then frame group of 4 means you have to use your 3 friends and along with you, you become 4 and use or write to 4 sentences by using 4 words each. Then continue to write as many as sentences, number of students in the groups till you reach the number 10. Means you have to use 10 friends along with you and write as many 10 words and 10 sentences. This activity is very interesting for you. Then you must enjoy it. After that, now going bigger groups and writing sentences, you know that there are so many friends in your class along with you and you can write or you have to write so meaningful sentences. Bigger means 10 words, 11 words, more than 15 words, 20 words, whatever it may be. So step by step you have to use 10 sentences. Now see, you can make sentences with as many as words as there are students in your classroom. I think you have 30, 40, 50 or 70 students in your class. Then you made, or you have to try make 10 sentences, 20 sentences, 40 sentences or 70 sentences. Now another activity is there, variations, to prepare sentences which have many letters in each word and there are words in that sentences. Means you have to write one sentences that have too many words or too many letters in that sentence. Then example is given here. There is only 2 words in the sentence, that is go in. Means it is complete sentence or meaningful sentence. Another one example is given to you. You are out. Here is another example and it is also used 3 words. Then third one is come here, soon dear. It has also 4 words and 4 letters. Very important thing is that when you used 2 words, there are 2 letters in that word. Means G and O, these are 2 letters. I and these are also 2 letters. Then now 3 letters, 3 words. Means in this you there are 3 letters and you are out. In these sentences 3 letters, 3 words. Now come here soon dear. This sentence, each words have 4 words and it's become meaningful sentence by using 4 letters, 4 words. Very interesting. Now this is 5 letters, 5 words. Means 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are 5 letters. Bring. Each and every words. Bring those 7 shiny belts. These 5 words, each words have with 5 letters. Means very interesting thing. Now we'll go into the text line by line or with paragraph. Try to understand the meaning, overall meaning, not try to understand each word and sentences has to be, but we have to understand comprehensive, the importance or comprehension of this text. The title of the text is The Last Lesson and the writer is Alfonso Dodgett. See on page number 117, I think. Now I will read line by line and I try to explain these sentences with my best of knowledge. I started for school very late that morning and was in a great dread of scolding, especially because M. Hamel or Mr. Hamel had said that he would question us on participles and I do not know the first word about them. For a moment, I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. It was so warm, so bright. The birds were chirping at the edge of the woods and the open field back of the sawmill. The Persian soldiers were drilling. Means in the first stanza, the narrator is become very feared. Why? Because he had in a great dread of a scolding. Why is become feared? Because he was late for school today. And why he is late? We don't know, but he was fearing of Mr. Hamel that yesterday or previous lecture he told to recite or he will ask a questions on participles. Do you know what mean by participles? Participles means that end with ed or ing. Means present participle or past participles. And he did not know or he did not understand, he did not attend when the class were going on. So that is why he was become feared and the climate was very interesting. when he was running away from his home, he seen that the day was warm and it was so bright. All the birds on the trees were chirping at the edge of the woods because it was bright and warm day. And so he noticed that behind a sawmill, do you know what means by sawmill? Sawmill means where we have to cut the woods for any purpose. And the Persian soldiers, they were drilling, means they were practicing of marching. So this is the first stanza. Now in the second stanza, when I passed the town hall, there was a crowd of in front of the bulletin board. It is very important thing that he noticed there was a bulletin board. And for what happened, since the last 2 years, what happened, all the bad news were come from there or had come from there. Though the writer thought himself, what can be the matter now? Means he noticed that there must be a bad news from that bulletin board. Now, then I, as hurried by, as fast as the example of degree, I could go the blacksmith, means a person who active on making some iron articles, and he was watching also there, and he noticed that some apprentice, means some persons were doing a newly skilled work. Then they are also reading this bulletin board, and they are also called after me, means I was going through. Means the writer is very much, don't go fast boy, means someone told him that you will get to your school in a plenty of time, means someone behind him told to the boy, means the writer or narrator, that you have too much time to visit your school. Now I thought it was making fun of for me, and reaching there, Mr. Hamel or M. Hamel, he was waiting in the class, all the students. And what happened? He reached Mr. Hamel's garden, means he is living there with his sister. We'll go through that in the last paragraph of this text. So usually when school began, there was a great bustle. Means generally we also notice that in the assembly, we notice each and every day before assembly we are listening too much hustle and bustle. Means students are gathering, they are enjoying, they are playing, they are running from each and one after. Then some sounds, he noticed that closing of desk, then lesson repeated. Some teachers or even in their class, the teacher repeated the last lessons or what he had listened, that is in unison, means with combined, with very loud, and the teacher's great ruler rapping. Very important word is there. That is called great ruler. Ruler means that is iron ruler. He had always kept with him, and he also rapping on the table. For what purpose? To understand the student, to pay attention or to listen carefully. So, though the window, I saw my classmates already in their place, and Mr. Hamel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. Means he had always carrying that iron ruler with him. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed. Means he's become very reddish, and he was very frightened because he also late that day, and yesterday Mr. or their teacher also told them to be practicing with next day, means today, with participles, and he will be asked some questions on participles. Now, but nothing happened. Mr. Hamel saw me. Now the day is changed. What happened? Mr. Hamel only see towards me and said very kindly, and that words I also listened very carefully, that go to your place quickly, little Franz. Means the writer's name is, or the narrator's name is means Franz. And then we are beginning without you. Means how is it possible to beginning today's session or today's lecture without you? So go to your place. I jumped over the bench with joyfully and sat down at my desk. When I had got a little over my fright, saw that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat. This is descriptive word. And he also used frilled shirt, means used frilled shirt, and also used black silk cap. These are embroidered, means these are also embroidered, and he never used these three things except on the two occasions. First is on the inspection and second one is on the prize day ceremony. So he had noticed something is going to be happen new here, means the writer or the little Franz, that his teacher had wear a beautiful green coat with frill shirt, then black silk cap, and it has also embroidered, and that is the notice that today it has something new, that it may be an inspection day or it may be a prize day, but it was not told yesterday. So all the school, whole school wear seems to strange today. Why it is looking seems strange or solemn, means quietly. That is the surprise thing for not only me but all also see that in the bank, on the back benches, there are too many people, they are from village, sitting quietly like ourselves. Means the writer noticed that not only students but also villagers also come there and they are sitting on the back benches. And so who are they? Writer or little Franz, then little Hauser, then wearing with three-cornered hat, former mayor, the former postman, then several other besides. All these peoples are sitting behind and they are looking too much calm and quiet. While I was wondering about all, Mr. Hamel mounted his chair and in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me, means in this order or in this request, he also used the same tone. He used what he used. My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin. Berlin is in Germany, to teach only German language in the schools of Alaska and Lorraine. Means he told to the class, not only class but also those who are sitting backbenchers, that yes, today he had received an order from authority and he has to leave this village and going to Berlin for another task to teach the German language in the schools of Alaska and Lorraine. And he also informed them that new master will come tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. Means Mr. Hamel teaching in this village or to the students with France, all these villagers, of French lessons, and since tomorrow he will be going to teach German to the Alaska and Lorraine. What is this Alaska and Lorraine? These are also states. Like in our India, we have Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Assam. Same states are there in there like Alaska and Lorraine. So I want you to be very attentive today. So what a thunderclap these words were to me. Thunderclap means it is very hard to me, and so in his own heart or in his own mouth he had with oh, that was what they had put up the town hall. So he now understand the first thing is that why all these people or all these villagers, then mayors, some former postmen or some student, his villagers, why are they sitting at the back benches? Now he had noticed a little bit, and even this he has also noticed that why they are come together in the town hall. Now he also told that my last French lesson Why I hardly knew how to write. I should never learn anymore. Must stop there. Means he's become very emotional. And now he also told that he's become sorry for telling to the villagers that he was also learning too much or teaching too much lessons. But now for all these things are like seeking birds, eggs, or going sliding on the stars, my books that had seemed such a nuisance. Means he had noticed that it is become like a very bad news for us. So heavy to carry. My grammar, my history, then history of saints, then we were too many old friends now, I couldn't give up. Means he noticed that or he entered in the past, how his teacher Mr. Hamill teach us to with the history, grammars, then history of saints, grammars, all these things. And now it is become that he did not understand. How is it possible to understand the idea of that Mr. Hamill will leave us or leaving us this our state? So and he is not only we will not never see him again, then we never forget him. How his ruler and how was cranky he was. Means he was very strict person and also having always ruler with in his hand. So now poor man, it was the honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes. And now I understood why the old men of the village were sitting there in the back of the room. It was because they were sorry. Means all the villagers, even the old persons are also there. And so why they are sitting there, he understood how is it possible. He did not understand. Now little bit he comes to closer that small thinking or small notices, incidences that he understand that all the people were sorry for him, that since tomorrow he will never see his master again, but he never forget about his ruler and his cranky. Then now he'd gone to school more. I was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service. Means not only a single day, single month, single year or 10 years, 12 years of decades, but he had served in this town 40 years and he had earned too much faith in this town. So even today we are also gratitude to our teacher that how they serve, how they teach us, not only us, but too many generations. They using their faiths and services by using their gratitudes, their respects for the country. And even he is also teaching to us a French language. Now, while I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. But even today, he is also not living. And all these hustle and bustles in his own mind, not in the ground or not in the school. He had too many thoughts, too many ideas in his own mind. And now he noticed that someone is calling, or not someone, but Mr. Hamill is calling. And he called his name Little Franz. It was my turn to repellent participles, mean to recite the participles. And so I could not say a single word. I heard Mr. Hamill say to me, what happened since last lecture? Even we also noticed that if some teacher or our teacher will ask questions or reciting or take some previous parts, then he will ask questions or she will ask questions to us. That time yesterday we did not pay any attention towards any portion or any text. Then we must very fearful. Same thing is happening there with Mr. Little Franz with his teacher, and he will say to me, what he will say? I don't scold you today. Little Franz, you must feel bad enough. See how it is. Means personally he told or he is talking with little Franz, pay attention towards me. I will not scold you today. Means before that he scolded too much students, too many generations, but he will not scold today. And even he also told to little Franz that he is feeling very bad enough. See how it is. Why is it? Because every day we have said to ourselves, Bah, means I have plenty of time. Means even today also about learning or learning process, we told ourselves that we have plenty of time. We have too much time to face our examination, but no one thinking that the time will pass one by one, second by minute by hours, but it will not repeat after. But each and every day, each and every activity, we must taking care, we must involve in that activity in the class. That is learned from this lesson. Means each and every class or every subject, we must pay attention to the class to understand the theme of each and every lessons or each and every subjects. Now, what do you see where we have come out? That is the great troubles with Alaska. See, put off learning tomorrow. Now those fellows out there will have the right to say you, how is it you pretend to be Frenchman? Means you never learn these participles or you never practice these participles. And when another teacher will be there, then what would you told to him or her? That I have not learned too much things about the participles. So now even he also told me that your parents were not anxious enough. Even today we also know that our parents are expected from us to understand, to learn or to study much more. That is why they became fulfilled and they have also expectations from you. So they will also not anxious with you why you have not learned the participles or French language. If you do not complete your task, then they will prefer to put you to work on a farm or the mills. Means if you not learn, this is the teach or the lesson from this text or this lesson from us, that if you do not study hard, then you will have to work, you will not complete expectation of our parents. So you have to work on farm or at the mills. So these are also role of our parents also, and we have also understand their roles, their expectations, to fulfill them what they have expect from us, to more and to have to more money or little money. So and have been to blame also. Means sometime it happen that if you not study well or not go through your task, they will also blame not only you but also master or teacher also. So I have not often sent you to water or to plant my flowers. Means I only teach you in the class. I never ask to work in or my personal work for watering of flowers or another my household works. So you have only learn your lessons daily. So then from one thing to another, Mr. Hamel went on the talk the French language, saying that it will, because when a people are enslaved means the past tense of slave, or it is also opposite word of slave, enslaved. So as long as they hold fast to their language as it is, if they had to key to their prison, then they open a grammar and read us our lesson. Even at the last day, they never stop their teaching. Means their role is perfect, that is teacher or that is master. In Marathi it called Guruji. I was amazed to see how well I understood it. All he said seemed so easy. So easy, think too that I had never listened so carefully. Means he also noticed today that before these lessons or before this day, he never listened any lesson carefully. He never take any activity in the class very sincerely, and that is why he had never explained everything with the patience. Means this is also lessons to you also, students, that while you learning in the class, while your role in the class is learner, you must learn too many things. That is while going the class, or that is running each and every activity, you must participate, active participants in the class. That is also teach or for you. So it is also seems as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away, and to put it all into our heads one stroke. Means that is not possible. If we want to learn anything, and that will be happen in one stroke, but learning or teaching process, or even the process of learning each and every language, or that might be another subject, math, science or social science, that is a continuous process. Means you have to learn one by one, and that is very important to understand all those aspects. So after the grammar, we have had a lesson in writing. Means that is the day Mr. Hamel had new copies for us, on which there were written in a beautiful round hand, France, Alaska, France, Alaska. Means these words were in the bold letters, and they looked little like flags fluttering everywhere in the schoolroom. Means these words or the sentences written on the new copies, or in the new copies, and they are showed in the class or in their school, and they are looking like flags fluttering. These were, try to understand, flag fluttering everywhere in the schoolroom, hung from the rod at the top of our desk, and that is looking very nice. So you ought to have seen how everyone set to work and how quiet it was. When the scenes they are keeping them in that room is very quiet and silence. The only sound was that the scratching of the pens over the paper. Means only they are sitting there, no one is chatting with each other, no one is speaking with someone, only they are scratching the pens on the paper, and same time on the roof of their town hall, the pigeons were cooed, or they are doing a sound of coo in a very low sound. Means they are also noticed that something is happening new today, or bad thing is happening today, and that is why I thought myself, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? Means even that day the pigeons are also singing in the German, and that is only for their master. So thanks for listening today's this lecture that is on the part of the last lesson. We'll go through the remaining part of the last lesson, that is we are with Mr. Hamel and little Franz. All their villagers what will be their reactions, actions after ending this lesson. Thanks. Bye bye. We'll see in the next lecture. Take care. Have a nice day.